Hi Matt.
G'day Rebecca.
Thanks for meeting with me today.
No problems.
You've got an assessment coming up in a week,
I think that's right. Yes.
and I'm here because I'm going to be assessing you on applying hair colour products. And Libby has suggested that we do the RPL assessment pathway, which means that you've got enough evidence in your portfolio and through maybe some third-party evidence, and we'll be doing maybe a little bit of questioning as well, just to get you through the assessment, so that you don't actually have to sit the assessment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping we can do.
All right, awesome. So, I guess the first thing we'll do, I'm going to go through your assessment plan with you.
Yeah, okay.
And I know Libby's already done that, but I just want to make sure that you know exactly what's going to be expected of you in a week's time. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Have you got any questions or concerns?
No, not really. I think if I do, I'll ask them as we go through.
Yeah, awesome. And you've also got my number and my email, and I've got yours, so we can keep in contact over the next week too. Okay, so let's start by maybe going through your assessment plan, and I'm pretty sure you've got a copy of this, but my job is to come here and just make sure that you've got all the information that you need before the assessment, because the last thing I want you to do is get into your assessment and you don't have your portfolio organised properly, or you don't have enough evidence to show that you're competent.
Right.
Okay, so obviously let's just go through it together. So the unit we're doing is apply hair colour products, which I know that you do a lot of in salon training, and I know Libby tries to get her apprentices out on the floor quite early to help the seniors.
That's correct.
So the purpose of your assessment is obviously we're going to give you recognition to prior training through your portfolio, third party, and some questioning to prove that you're already competent, and to get you out on the floor to help your seniors, and also then to help build your own clientele, because Libby believes that you already have the required benchmark skills, okay, knowledge of this competency. The salon's very busy. You know, she strives to be an award-winning salon owner, so she likes to get her apprentices out on the floor quite early for the business benefit, but also yourself, so you're not being held behind.
Yeah.
Okay. She has really high standards, and she's a global business award winner, and therefore she's trying to, you know, again, I'm just going through your plan, and one of the reasons why is she wants you to grow as a stylist as well, okay, and progress in your apprenticeship, okay. Looking at your training programs and what you do in the salon, what we're going to do with your assessment is we're going to actually hold your assessment after business hours, because the salon's so busy. So we'll meet in a week's time. It'll be after work hours, so around 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
the salon.
That's fine.
The salon shuts, so you'll have. I know you've already started getting your portfolio together already, but we'll do that after hours, so we can spend as much time as we need as well. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. Discussed that before.
Yeah, and I know that suits Libby better as well, and also because you're a big part of the salon, then your seniors need you in business time as well. So you're going to be assessed. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I'll go through a little bit of that in a minute about what you'll be asked questions upon. Obviously, it's going to be applying hair colour products. And then also I'm going to go through your portfolio, and I'll have a little checklist, and what I'll do is we'll talk a little bit about that. But then I'll also take time to go through and make sure that you've got the required amount of evidence that's valid, sufficient, and it's obviously your evidence has got to be authentic as well, so I have to go through and just make sure that that's all in check, and it's got to be current too. So when you do collect your evidence and put it in your portfolio, just make sure that it's of recent and not too far back in the past, okay? And then I know Libby's organised some third-party documents as well to prove that you're competent.
That she has.
Okay. We're not going to integrate any other units of competency. It's based on applying hair colour products. Because you're a second year. Reasonable adjustments, we are going to do that after work hours as well, okay? And also with your documents that you put in your portfolio, through your training, it doesn't have to be clients, it could be just like co-workers. So if you've got documentation of pictures that are with the people you work with, it doesn't have to be clients of the salon. Okay?
Yeah, sure. That helps.
Yeah, it does. Because some second years don't have a lot of pictures taken or documentation of work within the salon. It's more after hours, so training, obviously. And then if you're not happy with your outcome, you've got 14 days to appeal your results. So if we don't find you competent during the assessment process, you've got 14 days to appeal. And then I also know that I think Libby's told you under the desktop or under the desk, you've got a form you can fill out, the CCC, and you fill that out. And you've got 7 days from your results. You fill that out, and then Libby can work on resolving the issue. Obviously, if you're not happy with your result, if you found not competent, but we'll
see if we get there.
Yeah, and we'll make a plan if you're not competent anyway to get you past. Then I'm sure it'll just be a little gap that we can work on. Okay. So everything will be documented in the salon, and then obviously professionally with us. And on the day, I'll make sure a hazard and risk assessment has been taking place as well.
Yep.
For your safety, my safety. Libby will sign off. Amanda's your manager; she'll sign off, as will I, and will you. So that's pretty much a little brief summary of your assessment plan. Do you have any questions?
No, it seems as it was discussed before, so no real major issues or questions at this point in time.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll get you to sign off on this, and then I'm just going to touch base a little bit more on the documentation you need to put in your portfolio, if that's okay. So I'll just get you to sign down the bottom here for me.
Yeah. Just there?
Yeah, that's great, thank you. And then, you know, feel free to contact me at any time within the next week too, and I'm pretty sure that I'll have a few bits and pieces to send to you as well, which I will do. Okay, so just with your oral questioning, I'm not sure if Libby went through a little bit of what you'll be asked, but I think she did. But what you really need to do is follow your WH&S throughout, you know, collecting evidence with your portfolio. You need to actually prove that you're following your WH&S, and a couple of the questions might touch on a little bit of safety, WH&S, but mainly also, I guess, because we're talking about applying hair colour products, so you'll need to know about different hair textures, different, you know, types of hair, different colouring, like semi-permanent, demi-permanent and permanent colouring, maybe a bit of bleaching and tinting, which I know that you've had some training on.
Yep.
And just what you use in the salon, I guess, on your clients, and maybe just a little bit of on safety concerns, like if you think about what, you know, when you're applying hair colour, what have you got to think about when you're applying the hair colour?
What sort of protection things?
Absolutely, a bit of PPE, yeah, well done. So I know that you're going to do really well. And then also, as I said before, your evidence, just, you know, try and include as much as you can on the colouring process. So obviously in the unit, and I know that you've been given a copy, you know, you need to show your regrowth, you need to do full colour application of semi, demi and permanent colouring. So anything, maybe if you've got some online work that you could prove as well.
Yeah, I think I might have some of that.
Yeah, a little bit of videoing. I've got the third party organised with Libby for you, the documentation. Any pictures, any certificates, certified courses that you've done, just make sure you include as much as you can. So read through the unit, which I know you have been. Libby was telling me she's been going through with you.
Yep.
And that way, you know, the more evidence we've got in your portfolio, the more evidence we'll have to prove that you're competent, I guess.
That's the idea.
In the unit, yeah. So, so you'll need to make sure that obviously you've got enough evidence to prove that you're competent, to pass, to get a positive result, and then also you'll need to answer your questions as best to your ability to get a positive outcome as well.
Right.
Okay, so the assessment's going to be next week,
Yep.
Which will be the 24th of February. We'll do it around 6 p.m, give or take. Questioning will only be about 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't have time for that.
And your portfolio, we won't rush through it. I'll just be, going through, doing my checklist, documenting, maybe asking you a few questions as we go. Okay, so any concerns for you?
No, I think it's pretty clear the way you described it. Yeah, the date and time is good. I think I know what's required of me and what to bring.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit pre-work still to do, but now I know what to target.
Yeah, and contact me if you need me, and Libby's always there to talk to you, and Amanda, your manager as well.
Sure.
And even go to your senior stylist if you need a little bit of help, or you're not sure that you've got a full team of support there. So
Great.
all right, so I will just make sure. Let me just go through my little checklist. You know how you're going to be assessed. So you've got your portfolio and then some questioning. Your assessment will be outside of work hours, and it'll be in the salon. I'll come into the salon. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything, because this is really important. But if I do think of anything, I will contact you
Yeah.
for sure.
And if I have any questions, I'll read through if I have any questions.
Yeah, please do. I'm always here. So do you feel, like through your assessment plan, you feel like you've been given enough information?
Yeah, I feel I'm ready to do this. So that's obviously the reason why, to be able to prove that I have those capabilities.
Yeah.
So
And Libby wouldn't let you go through the RPL assessment pathway if she didn't think that you were competent either.
that's how this whole thing started out.
Yeah, wonderful.
So,
Okay, well look, let's meet in a week back here.
Sure.
If you need me, just email or call me, and I'll do the same within the week, and I'm pretty sure that I'll, just probably check up on you
Okay, sounds good.
beforehand. So it's really nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Matt.
likewise.
And I'll see you in a week.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Matt.
Cheers.